to a very special Rock Bottom Vlogs story time. And in this story, I'm going to tell everyone the story of stories, the story of how I accidentally seduced a hot goth girl, got my first kiss, and ruined everything the very next day. Alright, so here's how it went down. This was back in, I want to say, 2003, 2004. It's way back. I was 16 years old. I was in high school. And it was summer. I was heading to the local nerd store to pick up my copies of the 3.5 core rulebooks. Because I need them. You know, D&D nerd. Go to the local comics and nerd shop, and one of my friends is there, and he's there with his sister. I didn't even know he had a sister. Apparently, she lives in Saskatoon. She's attractive. She's 19 years old. I'm 16 at the time. She's got a baby carriage. She's a nice-looking lady. Very, very interesting, but at that point in my life, I was very interested in girls, but I had accepted that girls overall weren't interested in me. Girls want a guy who's got a body like a Legolas. I got a body like an orc. So that was the difference. So what happened was, you know, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. You know, I'm buying my books. I'm getting out. And he tracks me down. And he says, hey, we're getting together because my sister's in town. We're all going to play Vampire the Masquerade. And I'm like, okay, that sounds kind of dumb, but I guess I'll come out and do it if your sister's running it. Because that could be fun. So, alright, I'm on the fence about it. I don't really want to do it. This friend of mine, he's super into the goth scene. He's into goth and vampires and all this stuff. Always has been. It's not really my scene, but I'm a nerd. I like games, and I like to roleplay because I was kind of a drama kid at the time. I was super into acting and like stand-up and stuff. But... So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out and we're going to go do this thing. I got a duffel bag of like play weapons that I'm bringing out because I have no idea what the night's going to be like. And we go out there. We make characters. My character is like this unhinged, like just brutal kind of psycho dude who's choking people and raging at people and shutting the whole places down. Ah! Ah! You know, shouting out in the night. Just like an unstable, unhinged asshole who doesn't take shit from anybody and shuts everything down. I'm playing this out through the night, and I'm like, this is kind of a fun character to play. Sure, let's do it. And the cops end up showing up halfway through the night, telling us we're doing noise violations, and I'm smiling the entire time because I'm like, this is the dumbest thing a cop could ever be called out for. A bunch of nerds pretending to be vampires in a park. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm sorry, dude. And he's like, you guys got ID? I didn't have any ID. I was 16. I was in high school. I didn't drive or anything. He's like, dude, I got nothing, man. Like, what do you want from me? He's like, well, why don't you have ID? Sorry, man. So I must have looked like super defiant to authority person, but I was just amused by how sad it was for this guy to come out and have to deal with this shit. You wouldn't suffer similar humiliation until the days of Pokemon Go. So, anyways, quaff my hair. Okay. So, well, the night goes on, and apparently the entire time I'm endearing myself to this woman. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. And we end up ending like around 6 a.m. We spent the whole night doing this shit, shouting in the park and pretending to be vampires. Fucking nerds. And I'm walking to the curb, heading home at the end of the night, and she like runs down the street up to meet me at the curb and says she's really into me and she likes me. And yeah, I don't even remember what she said. But I was, at that moment, I was just like, what? Me, this person. But she did. She was into me, apparently. I spent the whole rest of the trip home, like, I was either smiling like a complete goofball or pinching myself to see, is this a dream? Is this real? Is this anything? And turned up, she was into me. It was real. It was a thing. So I resolved that the next day, because we were going to play again, I decided to meet up with her, and I decided the best thing for me to do, being a modern gentleman, when a lady is interested in me, I'm going to take her out to dinner at Humpty's. Humpty's family restaurant is like a shitty truck stop restaurant in Lloydminster, and that's where I'm taking her. I'm going to take her out to Humpty's. We're going to share a plate of fries and have a nice trip together, and we're going to go back to her place and play games. I can only surmise she must have been so disappointed in me the second day versus me the first day. This defiant rage man who didn't take shit from anybody and is just like, I'll shut everything down, fuck you, And me the next day is like, this girl likes me. Gone. Just complete all anything built up that she's like, oh, this guy's really cool, destroyed. But to her credit, she tried to get it back. She tried so hard, and looking back on it, I feel so bad for her. And this video ever gets to her, I am so sorry. I had no idea the signals you were sending me. I was a complete goofball. If I were to do it over again, I would totally do everything differently. Anyways. So, partway through the night, when, because we did tone down, we're just going to play in the backyard this time, and, we're going to sit around a table, and we're not going to be raging in the park, so we don't get the cops called on us again. We're all sitting around this table, we're role-playing, as much as we can. It's toned down, it's, I don't have as much of an audience and stuff. I'm completely flabbergasted with this girl. And I'm, rubbing her legs under the table, we're, holding hands and stuff. I don't know what to do. I am such a novice at this point. And she takes me aside in character. She says, this attractive vampire woman is taking you aside to a place, and she says, takes me to a dark corner of the backyard, physically looks me in the eyes and says, bite my neck. And then I bite her neck and I hold her close, and it's tight and it's romantic and physical and hot. No. I stand there like a goofball. I'm just like, what? What? Because I had no brain at that point. Everything was gone. I had no chill. I had no cool, nothing. So eventually she just got tired and said, okay, let's go back. And she ushered me back to the table, and we finished out at night. And it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Looking back on it, I just look over that moment over and over again. I'm like, you could have had this hot, sexy moment with this beautiful girl, and it could have been so great, but you're a goofball. Anyways. So we get to the end of the night. We're done being nerds. We didn't really play as long as before because we were all tired from the previous night, and it was kind of toned down. She walks out to the front yard with me and takes me up against a car, and we make out for a little bit, and then I leave. And that was my first kiss, and it was amazing, and it was great. And I felt like I disappointed her so much later because I looked back on the situation and I was like, holy crap, I was no chill, man. But yeah, I never saw her again. She went back to Saskatoon, and I wasn't able to keep contact with her. I lived in Lloyd. She lived in Saskatoon. I was 16 years old. And that was it. That was the story of my first kiss. That's how it went down. That's how I kind of ruined it the next day by being a complete goofball. And yeah. So that was story time. If you like it, feel free to like the videos and subscribe. If you don't like it, well, hey, let me know that too. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna post more story time. I'm gonna post more story time videos in this because I don't have an interesting enough life right now to constantly post vlogs. It's like, hey, today I went to work, and then I went directly to bed because I was too depressed to do anything else. That's like a 2-minute video tops. Anyways. So I'm going to keep doing these kind of videos. Like and subscribe. I'm going to upload more of this stuff. And let me know what you think. And we'll see you next time. Take care.